Starting. Hello, everyone. It's this week's episode, and I'm Jam,
I'm Cons.
and we are two bros interested in finance. Before we get into the markets, let's let's just talk about the week. How's your week been? What have you been up to?
Yeah, not much, man, honestly. Just chilling at home, in Germany now, right? I think last week as well, but now just really just spending the time with the family. We got really nice weather now, finally. Blue skies, 25 degrees. Yeah, bro, not much, man. Some hiking, some foraging, some mushroom collecting, stuff like this. Just having a chill time, man. But I think it's a bit different to
E-
you.
Europeans and hiking, I could never understand. I think I told you this like when you were in Switzerland as well. I could never understand. Just like lay at home, bro. Like
That's
why
facts.
hiking? I don't know. Go
Just
go do
enjoying
something
nature.
else. Why hiking? But yeah. Um, I've been studying. Unlike you're having a holiday, I've been only studying. I'm studying neurology, and it's not only that it's boring; it's also a quite bulky subject, and I don't
Mhm.
have much time to study for it until the exam. But yeah, I'll just like I stopped stressing about the exams for a while now, for many years now, since like it's been such a time since I started
Yeah.
med school. So like it will be figured out somehow. It always does. Worst case scenario, something happens and you'll find a solution easy as that. Stressing on it makes it worse. But yeah, that's it about me. If you want, I can go on with crypto.
Yeah, let's go, man.
Okay, so let's just start with the crypto. Crypto had a good week this week, to be fair. And let's start with the CMC 100 index, Coin Market Cap 100 index, which has increased 7.8% in the last 7 days, which is a good increase, to be fair. And the leading cause of this increase is Ethereum, which has increased 21.6, let's call it 22% in the last 7 days, which is a mad increase. Ripple is following with 10.4. Solana is 12.7. And I want to talk about one coin, which is not that. I mean, this is actually, if you're into crypto, you would know this, but I don't think that you would know it. For example, if you're not into crypto even a bit, not even a bit, but if you're not into crypto deeply, you wouldn't know this coin, which is LDO. Which is increased 51.8, let's call it 52% in the last 7 days. And I will explain why all this increased. And I want to start with the very big crypto news that I feel like is very important. Trump signed an order stating that 401k, and 401k is essentially
Trump signing
Trump signed
stuff.
an order, right?
Like,
So, 401k is essentially us Europeans. We are not really we don't really know, and we are not really familiar with the name called 401k, but it is essentially retirement savings account. And I think you can buy like assets into this as well, like stocks, shares, ETFs, or whatever.
mhm.
Trump signed an order saying that now people can buy or put crypto. I don't know how 401k works, but 401ks now have cryptos as well. And yeah, that's it. I'm not sure if every crypto is included, but even if every crypto is included, I highly doubt that anyone would buy, I don't know, let's say Dogecoin for their retirement
Yeah.
savings. But I would say that they would mostly buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Solana. Yeah, these ones actually. Not other than that. And this might be the reason why Ethereum increased, but I highly doubt it. But my main opinion about Ethereum increases. Bitcoin increased a lot. It went up to 100k. It's like still going. It went up to 120. I think the highest was 122, which I'm not sure. But
Hmm.
and Ethereum was very slow. It wasn't catching up, and it nearly caught up now. So I think that's the main reason why it increased. And the coin that I mentioned, LDO, which increased like nearly 52%, is essentially a liquidity provider for Ethereum blockchain, and it's a proper altcoin, and that's why it showed a tremendous amount of increase. And yeah, one more thing about cryptos, which I think is quite important. Ripple finally settled the case with SEC. So they were sued by SEC, and right now that case is dropped. Now they are not sued anymore, so they are more stable, and I think that's one of the reasons why Ripple increased. And yeah, I don't know why Solana increased, but I think it's essentially because of 401k news. Um. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna say about crypto. What do you wanna add to this?
Honestly, can't really add much except, yeah, I saw the Ethereum news, so I saw the rise of the Ethereum price actually just today, funny enough, because I haven't really checked. I don't really check the cryptos, as you know, or not that much. And yeah, I just saw it today with the Ethereum, and actually I saw Dogecoin get a little rise out of it as well. Of course, they all follow, like you just said with Solana. There comes good news
Yeah.
out, right? So there's always a little cheeky bull market.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Like the ones that I didn't mention, for example, AVAX is a quite
mm,
famous coin as well. It's like 12% up.
mm,
Litecoin, nearly 14% up. Polkadot, nearly 14% up again. So, like as you said, it just follows,
yeah,
especially the
exactly.
main one.
So yeah, in general, I think it's a great news. It's a honestly with the 401 with the retirement plan
Hmm.
if people are able to buy into it. I presume Coinbase profits out of this as well. I'm not so sure how it
Yeah, most
works though,
likely.
but yeah, let's see. With these minor coins, they all lag a little bit behind Bitcoin as well, right? So Ethereum hasn't reached all-time high. I think we discussed it before the video
No.
since
Yeah.
the end of 2021. So there's still, I think, a lot of space to the top. I think if I would return a question to you, where do you see Ethereum by the end of the year? Because I would say maybe
Yeah.
6K is a realistic maybe
Yeah,
goal.
I would. Yeah, I was just about to talk about that. I don't know if it was when we first started this channel, but I believe that we talked about this. If not, we talked about this on the phone for sure, like
Hmm.
personally, privately. So I bought my Ethereums, and I have an average of $1,800. When I first bought it, I told to myself I am not going to sell it until it's 10k, because I was actually seeing the possibility of going to 10k. But with the recent news and with this slow pattern that the crypto market shows, like which is not the characteristic of the crypto market, as you know, I would say maybe it can go up to 8k
Mm,
by the end of the year, but even 8k is bit of a dream in my
hmm.
opinion. But I would say I might sell my Ethereums in, let's say, around 6.5. If I feel like it is gonna go higher when it reaches to 6, like depending on the news, depending on the patterns, like technical stuff, like crypto economic stuff, tokenomics, that's what they call it. According to those, if I feel like it's gonna go up to 8k, I might wait, but like I think my target price right now is 6k, let's say.
Yeah, same. I think I follow you with that because, like you just said, when you bought it at 1800, and I
Hmm.
feel like it repeats itself, or it repeats itself with every crypto hype a little bit. You get those news flash, Ethereum to 10K,
Hmm.
to 15K, to 20K,
Yeah.
and I think obviously it's a huge it's a huge dream, and they said that already when you bought back then at 2K or whatever, they already said, it's gonna go to 10K within a couple of months. But sometimes I feel like it's gonna take a little bit more time than Bitcoin in general. They
I mean,
sometimes,
especially with these like ETFs and everything, I think the mechanism of crypto market changed drastically. I feel
hmm
like
yeah,
with these like corporate investors coming into the play, it's more stable now, which I am not sure if I like it or if I dislike it, but it's just how it is right now. It definitely is not the crypto market that we used to know from 2019,
yeah.
2014, 11, it's not the crypto market that we know. But yeah, this is what we have, and we are just trying to look for what we have. We are just trying to like play with what we have, and yeah, that's it.
I mean, I'm not saying, I can totally see Ethereum in 5 years at 10K, but it might take 5 years. That's the whole point of it, I think, not that
Yeah,
I'm
maybe.
maybe not that long, but
Yeah, yeah. No, 5 years. 5 years is still too much, but like it's still not stocks. It still like goes
yeah,
quite drastically
yeah,
compared to stocks. But like maybe not by the end of this year, but by the end of next year, definitely, definitely, maybe even more than 10K. But yeah, that's just how the thing works. Let's see. We are in a bull cycle right now for sure in crypto, but it's a really elongated,
yeah.
really pestering, like really makes you bored of the market, really makes you lose your motivation about the market. It's a really weird, elongated bull run. But yeah, let's see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, patience like always, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
100%. Like it wasn't like this in 2020. It wasn't like this. It was just like
yeah,
going high and high. It never stopped.
yeah,
But right now it's stopping a lot. A lot of sideways moves. But yeah, this is what we have, as I said. Yeah, that's. I think that's the crypto market. If you don't want to add anything else,
I would add one last, like, just to say, like, even with
yes,
Ripple,
please.
you had to have a lot of patience as well, right, in the past. And it also dropped a lot. And then out of nowhere, it came straight up, So it's
Oh
also
yeah,
it's a funny world. So even if Ethereum is lagging now around the 3 or 4K for a while or drops back down, bam, it just needs one good news, or it just needs one extra bull run to like reach 6K in less than 2 months or something like this. So yeah, that's all
yeah.
I wanted
No,
to add,
I
I
agree,
guess.
100%. In terms of Ripple, I can say that what I can say is for Ripple, I am quite lucky with Ripple because when I bought it, and then like maybe 4 or 5 months after it just started to go uphill. But as you said about Ripple, like the Ripple investors have been crying, like
Yeah,
bleeding to death. But yeah, it just took off.
yeah. That long sideways movement, and I had a friend as well who kept
Oh
it
yeah.
for the longest time. He bag holded it, and he actually sold it in that major bull run, like when did it start? Like late 2024, I believe, something like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and yeah, I guess he sold out of it because he was sick of waiting. I mean, he made great gains, but yeah, sometimes it takes a lot of years, even in the crypto market, when it until it
Oh yeah,
pushes
100%.
out, right?
Um.
But yeah,
So yeah, this is what I have, and yeah, that's it. Do you want to move to stocks?
yeah, I would just go through our GetCoin again, I guess.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
I'll just cover both, I guess. I mean, it's not much to cover.
Mm-hmm.
Not much happened since last Friday, but all I can say is we cried last Friday, and it did a really good recovery this week. I think in general, it has recovered.
Yeah, it
S-
definitely did.
some stocks better than others. I guess Google was a really good recoverer.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
100% Google.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it's funny sometimes, right? We've complained about Google about being slow, and now it's overtaking other stocks that have been in the plus for a while.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it's really funny. They dropped really, I don't know, it was like a 10% drop um till that Friday, and then yeah, it's trading at all time, or not at all time, but at year time heights, I guess.
Yeah.
So the sell-off from Friday, pretty much what I'm trying to say is has been bought. So everybody keeps buying, and a lot of people keep buying into the stocks we have. Honestly, it's crazy.
I mean,
Um,
this is what we like. Easy as that.
it's the best, right? And I think our performance,
Oh yeah.
there's not much. What is it? I'm at 16%, and your personal is at 11 with an aggregated at 13.9, 14% aggregated. I think that's a beautiful year-to-date performance so far.
What's S&P 500 right now?
I believe
S&P 500. Let me check
7%.
quickly. Um. Yeah, 8, nearly 9. So like we are beating S&P 500, and what else do you need? You know.
I think if you consistently beat the S&P 500, you do something right, or at least year to date
Yeah.
so far, we consistently beat it. And I don't really see it going down. I don't really see our portfolio, the stocks we've chosen to not beat the S&P 500 at this point. So I'm really comfy with this.
Yeah, for sure.
Amazon did a nice bounce back as well, hasn't recovered fully, but I think that's really well. ASML is a bit struggling right now, but honestly, its current position is really attractive right now. So I mean, I wouldn't buy in because I don't have money, but in general, I think it's a really good position to buy into ASML right now. Still, it's a it's a nice buy, if I could say that.
It's yeah, I'm in minus, so like it's definitely below my buying point. So like it definitely is in a really attractive position. I'm not gonna lie, but would I buy ASML? No, because with the tariffs and everything,
Yeah.
it's a bit questionable with ASML. But I still trust in it, and right now we are not even mid-August, so like the beginning of September, especially the mid-September, the market should start to regain some volume again, regain some activity again. So I am currently waiting for September actually
Yeah,
for
let's
any
see.
stock, not only for
Yeah,
ASML.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think the August is still quite quiet from the summer break. And
Yeah.
now earnings have come in. Obviously, now it's ramping up a little bit again. Um, but September is definitely going to be interesting. On the other hand, I would talk a little bit about AMD. They had their earnings last Tuesday. Um, beat their earnings according to Qualtrim, and from what I saw. And yeah, it wasn't the most beat. Huh?
Yeah, so EPS they didn't beat it. Forecast was 0.48, EPS 0.48.
So yeah, it
In
was
terms
on
of
dot. Yeah.
revenue, yeah, it was on dot. In terms of revenue, they beat it, but it's not a huge beat, but it beat the beat in my opinion. Like, what else do you need, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And that's my opinion. I mean, they have pretty high standards with earnings every quarter, and how the earnings or revenue increase or the earnings per share increase. And yeah, I just like AMD. So I like the CEO, a cousin of Jensen Huang from NVIDIA, which is really, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, for me, she's just a really good one. Um, Lisa Huang, I believe she's called.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I was really happy with the general AMD earnings. Market was a little bit skeptical, but they're always a little bit funny from after AMD. It's a hit or miss. Um, yeah, they had, I think, like an 8% sell-off the day after, I think, or something like this. It wasn't even on earnings. Uh, but again, they got bought back, and I think in the long term, AMD is gonna be fine. I've really not much to say about it. It's the standard. They had great earnings. They didn't
Yeah.
really reduce the future forecast or anything. I think it was really decent. Can't complain if the earnings are either on point or they still beat the revenue as well. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I think Wednesday was quite interesting, especially for you. Um, on Wednesday, what I can find interesting is definitely McDonald's. We had a video about like
Mm.
McDonald's and Nike. So McDonald's beat the EPS and the revenue, not by much, but like they still beat it, in my opinion. I don't know about the price change, but McDonald's beat it, and I think that's positive for the market and positive for the investors. Also, the same day, there was Disney. I'm not sure. I can't recall. Do you still hold Disney?
I still hold. I didn't even check earnings. That's
Uh,
I think I flew over it quite a little bit. They had some, I think, streaming highlights a little bit, but Disney being Disney, I think the growth was rather slow. So it was in the single digit growth. I think they surprised on the
so yeah.
revenue, I believe. I'm not sure, or something, or on the earnings per
So
share
yeah,
and
not
something.
not so good. Not so good news for you. Earnings per share increase. Yes, that's good for the investors individually. Revenue was decreased by 500 mil. Yeah, or 50 or something like that. Anyways, it was decreased. Like they didn't beat it. They got
50
beaten.
or 500 mil, who cares about it?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for real.
But
But
yeah, that's what happened for Disney. So what are your thoughts on this? You're the investor of Disney. Like I always would prefer Netflix. I like it's even in my Getcoin portfolio, and I'm so sad that I didn't buy it in my own personal portfolio. But yeah, what do you say? Like you hold Disney.
yeah, yeah, like I said, I really didn't check. I didn't do a deep dive. For me, this is like, yeah, I know Disney is not doing really particularly well, right? It's struggling a little bit against, especially against Netflix and then the other streaming services. Also in the entertainment branch, with their parks and stuff like that. It's really expensive to go Disneyland. But they've started something new, which I kind of like, was this Disney cruises. So they get cruise liners now, which is really cool.
Yeah,
I think,
they've been doing that for
yeah.
years now.
But as far as I remember, in those latest earnings, from what I saw when I quickly looked over it, was that their earnings from the cruise liners is doing really well.
Hmm.
But then again, I have to recheck. For me, yes, Disney is probably a backholder for the next 5 years. I'm going to hold this and hope for dividends and some growth again, which is still there. The growth is still there in the stock, but it's rather slow, obviously, compared to
Yeah.
Netflix. Um,
Um. The yeah.
I would just hit on Novo, I guess, quickly.
Wait.
Oh,
Before you hit Novo, because I know that you hold Novo and it's also in your Getcoin. Let's do that last.
yeah.
This is the company that I always admired. I don't know about the price. I don't follow this company, but I always
Um,
admired them. Uber.
yes, yes.
They beat the earnings per share and they beat the revenue. I always loved Uber. Not gonna lie. I might even buy it. I have no idea whether it's in a buyable position or whatever, but I just like the Uber as in general. Like whenever I'm in the UK, I only use Uber if I need to. They beat their earnings and earnings per share. So yeah, that's it.
It's a really interesting stock, honestly. Uber, I've always had on my watch list as well, in the past, and I still look at it occasionally. Uh, Interesting stock for me. The only problem I have is competitions like Waymo or
Mm-hmm.
Robotaxi from Tesla, or other taxi apps like Lyft, or whatever we have, Bolt in Hungary, right? So this is like the only concerns I have with Uber, the
Yeah,
competitiveness it can go
definitely.
into with other companies.
I mean, I don't think that. I'm not sure if we have it in Hungary or if we even have it in Europe. I'm not sure. But I think they do. Yeah, they do definitely have it in the UK. But I'm not about the EU. There is Uber Eats as well, which is essentially a food
Yeah,
delivering service. But still, it has a lot of competition and it's a bit scary. But I just like the company. I just like the name of it. I just admire the company a lot because they changed the game in terms of like calling taxi and everything.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah. I'm
They
like
are
not in my radar now, but I still do think that it's an important company for the market.
they are in Budapest actually. They weren't for a
They
while,
are, they are.
but they returned. So, and from what I've seen, they're actually cheaper than Bolt. So it's
When they
for
first,
the
you're
consumer
talking
at
about
least.
like maybe yeah, when you're talking about, I think you're talking about like a year ago they started their operations in Budapest, at least in Hungary.
Hmm.
Not in Hungary maybe, but like at least in Budapest. Last time I checked, actually Bolt was cheaper, but
Yeah.
it might have changed, so I don't know.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I checked like I think before the summer break. Maybe it also depends on the
Then
taxi
okay.
driver, or whatever. Um,
Hmm.
but I was actually surprised because one of my friends told me, "Oh, download Uber. It's actually a little bit cheaper than Bolt." And I was like, "Okay, let's check." And yeah, it was like a couple hundred forint cheaper for the same trip. Yeah,
Oh,
it's okay.
perfect.
I like using Bolt in Budapest because I'm used to it, I guess. It's one of those. But yeah, it's an interesting stock, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yes. NovoNordisk. I'm listening to you.
Yeah, I guess NovoNordisk, surprise, surprise, the earnings weren't the best. Who could have seen it coming? Because they literally told us. I bought in the drop. I DCA'd my position. I do have a quite high position. I don't know how bad my position in. Well, I'm 40% in the GetQuinn, minus 40% with NovoNordisk. So obviously I can't DCA my position in GetQuinn, unfortunately. But in my personal portfolio, I definitely added to NovoNordisk this last week because I think it's just a very interesting stock still. I think it's the market leader in all these diabetics, insulin, and weight loss medications. And yeah, I think that they still have two-digit growth, and they're trading at a historical low PE ratio. So for me, it was a little bit too attractive to pass it, and they pay great dividends at the same time while having growth. We both check Qualtrim, or we use Qualtrim for our financials, right? Or we check financials. And for me, it was honestly a no-brainer. I don't know. It just the
Mm.
financials look super healthy over the past 15 years, 10 years. The company has been doing great, and it was just another point for me. Okay, I can DCA. I will, if it drops more, I will try to DCA more. And yeah, nothing. I mean, the earnings report was nothing special because we all saw it coming, right? They adjusted their forecast for 2025. Therefore, revenue was lower than expected. Um, but on the other hand, I don't think it was bad. The earnings in general was still great earnings. And they just complain about the knockoffs medications from other companies, right? As a competition. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Novo Nordisk isn't like because I'm also doing research along with my studies. I read a lot of papers. Not that I am interested in diabetes. I don't really read diabetes papers, but I read couple about like this. What was it? Ozempic? Yeah,
yeah.
about Ozempic. There are many papers that are saying that Ozempic is like bad essentially. So that's one of the reasons. I think I've told you this as well. Like the research, like I don't know. It's a groundbreaking drug. Yes, I agree. But at the same time, I don't know what the research says. And with these pharmaceutical companies, research are quite important. Unfortunately, not unfortunately. Like thankfully, it's quite important. Unfortunate for the investors because it can like just crash like hell. Um, so yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like it's a good company, I'm not gonna lie. Are there better alternatives? For me, yes. But if I were to think of like top three or top five buyable pharmaceutical companies, no, this would be one of them.
I completely agree with you because it's a pharmaceutical company, right? And it's throwing out these weight loss or these new medications. And what you're pretty much saying, or is how I understand, is who can tell the after effects of these medications in 10, 20 years? Nobody knows, right? So I think it's also like a
Yeah.
as a pharmaceutical company,
And the
there's indeed.
research are not giving like good promises right now. So
Yeah, of
yeah.
course, you can have these biased or non-biased research at the same time, but
Mm-hmm.
I think what's really important is you need the time. And when people use it for 10 years, like something like Ozempic, or they use drugs for weight loss or whatever they throw out, right? You will most of the time you will start seeing the side effects, after 10, 15, 20 years, so that's obviously a problem if the drug, it's like with Bayer from Germany, with the
Mm-hmm.
glyphosate, and they still have now orders, where they have to pay billions of dollars regarding this, and that was like in the early 2000s, I believe, or late or 2000 until 2015 or something like this, 2015. So that's obviously a problem if these weight loss drugs, what they do to the body in the long term and how they react and how they accumulate or whatever. Nobody knows. Might only know in 5 years, might only know in 10 years, might never know, might be a good stuff. Who knows? But obviously that's a pretty big risk with pharmaceuticals, I think, in general. So I'm a little bit, honestly, if I keep my mind open with pharmaceutical companies, in general, pharmaceuticals have been my worst investment out of all sectors in my portfolio. And even though I'm DCAing now, NovoNordisk, and try to get the entrance price down a little bit, and it's a long-term holding, and I'm quite confident in it. It's not a great, it doesn't really help the pharmaceutical company. Like for me, it's like, ah, damn, not another pharmaceutical going down the drain, like
Yeah.
it's one of those. But I'm confident, man. It's trading at this lowest PE ratio ever. Also, the forward PE ratio is like at a ridiculous, I don't know, 11 or 12 or something like this. So, and they have a lot of cash, and I think for me, it's still a buy-in. I will probably buy in if it drops more. Honestly, I still have some
Mm.
some some limit left to put into it. But yeah, interesting company. Let's see how it goes. I think it's gonna need some time to recover from this crash.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it might
For
take
sure.
1, 2, or even 3 years, but in this time, I will keep buying. And as it picks up again, I think hopefully we'll profit from it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
That's all I can say about this week. If you have
I have
anything else, please do it.
I have one last one which I don't own and you don't own. On Monday after close, it was Palantir, and Palantir, we've talked about it once before. It's an absolute monster of a stock in the past year to date. In general, it's an absolute beast. And yeah, it's really interesting. I've put it on my watch list because I expect a drop down. And I've looked at the company, and even German law enforcement is now using Palantir, or we are using this company and its technology for surveillance. Pretty much, that's what it is. It's a surveillance company, right? Um, Not really sure how it all works behind it. Um, but yeah, they beat their earnings crazy, I believe, and they jumped on their earnings to new all-time heights. And yeah, it's just trading ridiculously expensive, obviously, with the PE ratio, I think above 120. But for me, yeah, really, really interesting stock these days. And if it has a major sell-off, I'd be very interested to buy into it. Imagine you bought it in April, you would have made over 100% return. So I think it's a really interesting stock. I'm sure you agree, but too expensive right now
I
to
do
buy.
agree, but I don't think that anytime soon it's going to be in a viable position. Like trailing 12 months PE ratio,
Yeah,
569. What
yeah,
is that? Next 12 months, 252. 2026, 224. I am not going to touch a stock that has this high of a PE ratio. I would touch a stock. No, look, let me correct myself. I would touch a stock like this if it's a company like SAP, Coca-Cola, McDonald's. Like they have been there for years and years and years and they proved themselves. Palantir is a new company, at least as far as I know, is a new company that is founded when? When was it incorporated in 2003, I guess.
Yeah, it was quite old, but the IPO was very recent, less than 4 or 5 years ago. So
Huh,
it
huh.
became public 4 or 5
Maybe
years
that's
ago.
the reason.
Hmm.
Okay, maybe that's the reason that I didn't know about them. But since like how long was SAP IPO'd for example? Not that it's an equivalent company, I'm just like giving out examples of McDonald's. So I think Palantir needs to prove themselves for me to be a potential buyer. That's what I can say about Palantir. Not that their financials are bad, don't get me wrong, their revenue is increasing, free cash flow is not bad, earnings per share is going well. Cash and debt, they have nearly no debt. It's mostly they have cash. Like the financials of the company is nice, but there's no reason for company to right now just drop like hell right now because the price is too high.
Yeah, it's really overvalued, and I think they're pricing in this PE
Really?
ratio. It's crazy, but that's why I think price drop will be happening because the overvaluation of this company is insane. So if it does drop, I'd be interested in in a tiny position. But yeah, it's like you said, it hasn't proved itself long enough. But obviously the hype is there now, and I feel it. People love it. People who bought in, I think my brother bought it like at $10, $12 at one point and sold it at like 40,
Mm,
and now it's trading at 120 or even more, right? So obviously that's a huge gain loss, but yeah, it's always been trading at this PE ratio, like that hasn't changed in the past year. So that's the crazy part, I think. But yeah, let's see. I'll be watching it. I find it really interesting. And
yeah.
yeah, I don't know, not much else to say to this. Um,
I mean, that's what I can say as well. If you don't have anything to add, I think we can just wrap it up.
should we wrap it up with next week's earnings? Just going through them, what's interesting, and call it a day.
Just quickly, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't
So,
think that it's, I'm
oh,
not
there's a
sure if
lot
anything is interesting.
for me at
For
least.
real?
Yeah, for me, man. So Monday, obviously not much. But on Tuesday,
Hmm.
I got Tencent and Tencent Music.
Ah. Yeah.
So those are really interesting for me, both personal holdings, Tencent Music and Tencent. And
Hmm.
China has been doing really well, so I'm looking forward to them. Especially Tencent Music has been a really great performer in the last couple of months for me. Um, and then on Wednesday we got JD.com and Alibaba.
Alibaba.
Is this JD.com? No, yeah, this is JD. So yeah, Alibaba and JD.com. And I believe we also have Xiaomi somewhere, but I cannot see it right now. Wait, let me check. Xiaomi. Oh no, Xiaomi is the week after, so that's fine. So yeah, the pick Chinese stocks, I guess. Tencent, absolute king on China, and Baba, JD, and Tencent Music on Tuesday and Wednesday. So that's gonna be really interesting for me, I guess. Let's see what they pop out in
Oh,
earnings wise.
I know. Let's see. At the end of the year, I wanna look at China. Like I think it's like Hang Seng or Shanghai. I don't know which market to check, but one of them, I guess. And compare it with like S&P 500, Istanbul, Euro Stocks 50, DAX, CAC 40, Euronext Amsterdam. I just wanna have a quick recap and let's see how China is doing compared to the West.
I mean, year to date, China's doing, I think it's above 25% right now. It's doing really well, but don't
Oh,
be fooled with China. I've told you many times, it's the market of pain. You get 20, you
oh
get
yeah.
30% in 6 months or a year, you get the 20% minus the next year. totally realistic, you know. So it's I think the China market is, you can't compare it with the S&P 500. I mean, obviously you can, you set them next to each other, but I think China market is just, you know, it gets punished a lot, especially by international investors, you know,
Yeah.
which is fair because it's China. But from year to date, I really can't complain. It's a great market right now for us, and it's been overdue. You know, I told you when Trump took over, it's going to be great for China, and it was. Since he took over,
Mm,
it's been a bull run for China. So I'm holding on as long as Trump is on, because I don't know, China I still see some recovery a little bit. And yeah, we'll see with the earnings how it goes as well, because the big companies are bringing out the earnings, and that's gonna obviously set the trend. But yeah, otherwise we
okay,
shall see
if that's
next week.
it. Yeah. Okay. So thanks for watching.
Yes.
Share
No.
it with your grandma,
Oh,
with your
bro.
grandpa. Like it from their phone as well. Watch it from their phone too, and make them share it on their Facebook group. You know those like old people Facebook groups. Make them like it as well. You know the drill. Make your cat like it. Buy a phone for your cat, and do that for your cat. Okay, like it, share it, subscribe, turn on that notification bell. Yeah, that's about it. Do you have anything else to add?
Wise words, bro. Wise words. But yeah,
Okay,
not much,
thank you
man.
guys.
Until next week. Ciao, ciao, guys.
Bye bye.